Hello and welcome to a time special presentation for Thirukkural with the Times, where we explore real-world lessons from the classic Tamil text Thirukkural with motivational speaker, author and diversity champion Bharathi Baskar. Our armed forces fighter jets land on high-altitude air bases. Our submarines carry nuclear deterrents deep into the ocean. Our missiles are world-class. We are not merely keeping up, we are shaping the new phase of warfare. But eventually, the soldiers who shout war cries and the enemies they fell lie side by side, beneath the silence of centuries. What then is the purpose of war? How did Thiruvalluvar address this irony?
Some years ago, a young man sent me a collection of poems, requesting a foreword. Writing one can be difficult. You want to be fair, thoughtful, yet sincere. I started reading, not expecting much, but the poems surprised me. Each verse evoked Madurai, the blaze of noon, the dusty, humid air. The poems reflected him craving for the hot summers of Madurai. Curious, I asked him, "Your affection for Madurai is understandable, it's your hometown, but why do you sound like you are longing for the hot summers?" His answer stilled me. "I wrote these when I was posted in Siachen, where the sun sets before noon, and even the wind freezes at -30. You long for the warmth you once took for granted. Madurai's heat kept me alive in memory." He was in the Indian Army, and his craving for the humid, hot hometown lingered. Sangam literature often ties every poem to a time and a space, not just physical but emotional. Every poem has a prevailing mood, and every such mood may be related to a landscape. For this soldier, stationed in a white desert of silence and shadows, Madurai was more than a hometown, it was hope. I don't come from a military family, but the sacrifices of our soldiers have always stirred something deep in me. Even a fleeting video of Captain Mukund Varadarajan teaching his little daughter Bharathiyar's Achamillai Achamillai stands as a national treasure, a reminder of quiet valor. Our admiration should not only be for their sacrifice, it should also be for their strength. Our military has quietly transformed, battle-ready across terrains, climates, and now across dimensions, land, air, sea, space, and cyber. India's geography offers no gentle protection. A nuclear China to the north, a hostile Pakistan to the west, dense jungles and insurgency threats to the east, and to the south, a strategic ocean constantly watched by global powers. In this precarious neighborhood, our armed forces remain steadfast. Our fighter jets land on Himalayan ice. Our submarines carry nuclear deterrents deep below the ocean. Our missiles, Agni and BrahMos, are world class. Our cyberspace defense grows silently, fiercely. We are not merely keeping up, we are shaping the new phase of warfare. I learnt many of these truths from the same soldier poet who met me when he came on leave. He wanted to launch his poetry book at Madurai. During our conversation, I asked him something that has been weighing within me. "You're a poet, someone whose soul wills at a withering flower. When you're commissioned to kill the enemies, or you're on a mission to destroy, isn't there a moral injury on your soul? How do you manage the dichotomy of the roles?" He smiled, calm. "When I write, I am alone, me and my memory, me and my silence. But in uniform, I am not me. I am part of something larger, a drop in the wave of men and machinery, bound not by blood, but by purpose. It is that purpose that shields us, that makes us whole." I asked him, "And what builds that bond?" You come from different states, different languages. And he answered, the bond and camaraderie with our regiment is reinforced by our sense of pride. There is one thing common amongst us all in the military. We are so proud of our might and we are ready to sacrifice for the country. His words reminded me of a rare couplet by Thiruvalluvar. Most of Thiruvalluvar's verses are often reflection. This one, though, thunders like a war drum. Ennaimun Nillanmin Thevvir, Palarennai Munnindru Kalnin Dravar. Foes dare not stand before my chief. Many who stood are now standing as memorial tombs. In Thirukkural's Book of Wealth, this couplet doesn't whisper ethics, it commands. I imagine a soldier of that era shouting this in the battle, invoking unity and fearlessness, a rallying cry for men willing to die together, a clarion that invokes a fighting spirit. This kind of an aphorism in first person singular is very rare to find in Thirukkural's grammar or pattern of poetry. But I do wonder, who was the chief? A king? Perhaps a general? Surely one of great stature. And yet, like those he defeated, he too must have returned to dust. This is the irony Valluvar leaves unspoken. And that leads me to the final thought. Where do all wars end? In time, every victor and every vanquished falls before the same altar of death. There are no eternal triumphs, no lasting defeats, only memory, only legacy. The soldier who shouted, the chief he praised, the enemies they felt, they all now lie side by side beneath the silence of centuries. Perhaps that's what our soldiers understand more clearly than the rest of us. That their fight is not for immortality but for the moment, so that others may live in peace, so that one day a poem can be written not from longing but from the quiet joy of home. I wish the same for the young man when I wrote a foreword for his book.